into the final stages now for the World Cup qualifying campaign over in Europe. And of course, we have some big games on the final day with some groups, including Spain up against Sweden. Winner goes through. The loser has to go in the playoff. We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 10, I believe, over in Europe. That's right, for the World Cup qualifying campaign over in Qatar. And we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe to get your banger take all things World Cup qualifying related, Blackburn Rovers related, World Football related. We're going to all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, I don't believe any nations out of these respective groups have actually sealed the deal. Of course, besides Germany, of course, we've already done that prior to this. But no new nations are there just yet. So it all boils down to this in a couple of clangers over in the group. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. Of course, who are they? They're my Patreons, boys and girls. Thank you for your support behind the scenes. But anyway, let's bring you bang up to date with the results, of course, for match number 9. Part 1, we'll, of course, have the remaining parts, part 2 and part 3 over the next couple of days. As, of course, there's a big old stretch. So here we go then. Shall we, of course, take a look back some of these results then, shall we? Including bloody Luxembourg. Fantastic result for them. 3-1 win over Azerbaijan. I went with a 2-1 win the other way. Of course, Luxembourg nowhere near qualifying there. Meanwhile, Ireland and Portugal drew out to a 0-0 draw. I think, who's it? Serbia are the team to watch here, as of course they will lock horns with Portugal on the final day as well. Winner takes all in that group. Meanwhile, Georgia did beat Sweden. What's gone wrong with Sweden? What's gone right with Georgia? They've actually kicked in a bit of gear at the moment, Georgia, but of course it's too little too late for them for Qatar 2022. But they could, of course, maybe have a golden generation on their hands there for maybe for the Euros in 2024. Meanwhile, Greece did lose to Spain, but only just 1-0 loss there. Of course, I don't think Greece are anywhere near that playoff spot, so it's basically Spain or Sweden, but which way will it be? Of course, as both sides will lock horns, I think, over in Spain. We'll look at it in a minute. Russia, cricket score against Cyprus, 6-0 win in the end, 2-1 for me. Malta got a bit of a rugby score there, or an American football score, 7-1 in favour of Croatia. Goodness gracious me. Slovakia and Slovenia battled it out to a 2-2 draw. Armenia also got themselves battered by North Macedonia, 5-0 for there. Germany, though, went few better there, 9-0 over Liechtenstein. I went with a 6-0, thinking I was a bit too crazy, but no, 9 in the end. And then, of course, a 0-0 between, of course, opposite ends of the spectrum there, ball draw in the end between Romania and Iceland. Let's take a look at those tables then, shall we? In fact, let's have a look at the prediction league for this week. Of course, this part, of course, I'm stringing up myself 7, so well done to you, sir. Well done indeed. Russell Shepherd, Russell Frost, Shepherd, Winky, Karmaguk, and Vuk Tasmanovic. That's a new name. I've not seen that one crop before, but this, I've got second spot there, as of course with 5. So what about the grand scheme of things? Well, this is the grand scheme of things, of course, in Europe. Cost us, wow, we can't even see the scores. It's that bloody big, cheeky. We can't even see the scores. So let's do that all again, shall we? Let's go again. Here we go. That's more like it. That's the first one. That's the second clanger. Have a look at it. Costas K, he's okay. What's he? 5 points clear of Master Fighter. Hans Wurst is up there as well in the top 3 with Jonathan Liu, James BCFC, great, and Yannick Foster in the top 5 there. Still some points on the offering. We've got part 2, part 3 of the previous match, and of course the 3 parts here. So there's still a lot of points on the offering. So Costas K has it to lose at the moment. Again, we'll have the playoffs tagged onto this as well, so we'll extend it a little bit further, if you know what I mean, brother. Let's take a look at, of course, the updated tables. Now, the updated tables are the ones in black. So, of course, in Group A, Portugal 1 point. They've just got the 1 point. Luxembourg, of course, no hope there. Ireland need to beat Luxembourg to kind of get themselves a credible 3rd place, because they don't really want to finish below Luxembourg in this qualifying campaign. That would be a bit of an insult for them. But fair play to Luxembourg. They've been the chief whipping boys for years in my generation anyway. But of course now they're looking to maybe make that next step up. Of course, we'll see where they are in the Nations League whenever that comes back around. Meanwhile, in Group B, of course, as you can see, Spain have leapfrogged Sweden. And of course, a draw will see Spain through. However, Sweden will need to win it. Win the game against Spain, and guess what? They go through. Georgia are done and dusted. Too little too late for them. Back-to-back wins, though, for Georgia. And of course, back-to-back defeats for Greece, who had an outside sniff potentially at making playoffs, but of course in those couple of games they kind of blew their chance. Meanwhile, of course, nothing's changed in the other groups, so we're not really going to focus on that. Into Group H, Russia have 2 points clear over Croatia. I do believe those 2 sides lock horns as well in another zinger chicken dinner match there, of course, in Group H. Slovakia, Slovenia, no hope in getting there, but again, all eyes on that match. So both, in fact, important games in Group A and in B, and now in Group H. Over in Group J, it's home and hosed. It is Germany. They are through, but of course, who will get that playoff spot? It is a 3-horse race technically. However, Armenia appear to be out of it with a -8 goal difference. So really between Romania and North Macedonia for that runners-up spot, of course. And I don't know. I don't know about this group. I think Germany take on maybe Armenia. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. In fact, very, very soon. In fact, right now. So Armenia take on Germany. So they're out of it anyway. Romania take on Liechtenstein. So realistically, Romania are going to get a win. North Macedonia will play Iceland. So not home and hose there, you know what I mean? So they've got to beat Iceland because Romania will beat Liechtenstein. It's like getting up in the morning, you know what I mean? It's nearly guaranteed. It's like I don't know, having a poo. That's right. Anyways, kicking off forward, then take a look at the next one of the matches. Kicking off with Luxembourg up against the Republic of Ireland. Now, they did play earlier in the campaign, but they've played each other 3 times since 1987. 2 wins for Ireland, 1 win for Luxembourg, of course, and no draws. Of course, Luxembourg has just 1 win in 4 for them, 42%, and 1 win in 5, actually, 42% form for them. Ireland unbeaten the last 5, they're 58% form. Of course, their last defeat was, of course, I think that defeat. The defeat against Portugal, but coming into this one, they did play each other in Ireland, and it was a 1-0 win. That was back in March for Luxembourg, of course. But last time they played each other in Luxembourg, was a 2-0 win for Ireland. That was back in 1987. It's been a while, folks. It's been a bloody while. Of course, Luxembourg coming to this on the back of that 3-1 win over Azerbaijan. Ireland, of course, are coming to the back of that draw. Back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, 3 clean sheets on the bounce for Ireland as they've started to do to turn a corner, maybe. And of course, maybe it was too soon for Stephen Kenny, but maybe. The building blocks are there for the Euros for 2024. I think that's probably their best hope. I do think Ireland will win this one. It might not be pretty, might not be better, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I'll give you the bookies odds here, actually. I should have done that before. 11-4 is your Luxembourg. 11-10 is your Ireland. The I favourites 11-5 is your draw. But of course, we'll see about that. Next, of course, we have Portugal taking on Serbia, also in Group A. Played each other 7 times, 7-3 wins for Portugal, nothing for Serbia, 4 draws. Big spin for Portugal, 4-2 win. The competition is 92% form for them right now. Haven't lost in the last 6 games, of course. As for Serbia, also 92% form. Haven't lost in the last 6 as well. They've got a winning streak of 3 on a bounce. Of course, last round, of course, they played each other in Serbia. It was a 2-2 draw. That's back in March 2021. Last time they played each other in Portugal was also a 1-1 draw. That was back in 2019. Portugal did draw with Ireland last round. Serbia did play Qatar, and they won 4-0 as well last round. Of course, it was a friendly. Can't look at the odds on this one. Portugal 94 for the victory. That's 94 on to 3 is draw, 6-1 is your shots. That's Serbia. Going to go with the 2-0 for Portugal on this one. Ronaldo to score. That's right. Greece will take on Kosovo. A bit of a dead rubber here. Nothing much to get excited about this one, but of course it is about ranking, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, they played each other 3 times since 2021 for Greece, nothing for Kosovo, and 2 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Greece was a 2-1 win. Greece coming to this back-to-back defeats, so 42% form for them right now. Meanwhile, Kosovo just 1 win and 6 for them as well. Of course, last round in Greece was a 0-0 draw back in 14th of October 2020. They also played each other, of course, back in Kosovo in September. It was a 1-1 draw as well. Of course, Greece did lose to Spain last round. Kosovo did lose to Jordan in a friendly as well. That's back on the 10th as well. So not great form for them. Of course, looking at the odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this then? We've got Greece coming at you 20-13 on the Are You Red Hot favourites 90-4. Issue Kosovo and 5-2 issue draw. I'm going with Greece on this one, 2-1 win to take it to the house. Then we have there's one of the big bangers. Of course, it's Spain against Sweden over in Spain. Now these 2 sides. I played the 9 times since 1954. Wins to Spain, 3 wins to Sweden, and 2 draws, of course. Big swing for Spain, 3-0 win. The big other way was a 2-0 win. Of course, Spain committed just one defeat the past 5 for them, 67% form. Up against Sweden, 4 wins is about 67% form for them as well. At the moment, of course, last time around over in Sweden was a 2-1 win for Sweden. That was in, of course, back in September 2020. However, last time played each other in Spain, I believe it was a 3-0 win for Spain back in 2019. They also played each other in the Euros this year as well as a 0-0 draw. So Sweden are actually unbeaten against Spain in the last 3 matches. Of course, Spain did beat Greece last time around. Of course, Georgia did lose. Georgia did beat Sweden 2-0 last round. Of course, I think on the road, Sweden are pretty shit. So that's going to be the big one. But they need to win. They can't draw. A win is needed. 11-4 on is your Spain. Red Hot Favourites 9-1 is your Sweden. Of course, 10-3 is your draw. It looks like it's going to be playoffs for Sweden on this one. 2-1 for Spain. That will win them the group. Next up, of course, we have another one. Croatia against Russia. I think Russia coming to this top of the box. Of course, Croatia will look to beat them as well. I played the 5 times in 2006. 2 wins for Croatia. Nothing for Russia. 5 draws. Of course, big win for Croatia. 3-1 win. Coming at you, Croatia, though. Unbeaten in the last 6 games. Picking up 4 wins and 2 draws. 83% form. Meanwhile, Russia, 5 wins on the bounce. 92% form for them at the moment. But they haven't beaten Croatia since 2006. So, of course, last time I played each other was in Russia. It was a 0-0 draw. And last time I played each other in Croatia was a 0-0 draw as well. So, wow. Of course, coming at you, though, Croatia did beat Malta 7-1. Meanwhile, Russia beat Cyprus 6-0 as well. So, yeah, both sides in scoring 4 at the moment. Of course, look at the odds on this one. It's going to go Croatia 7-4 on for the victory. 3-1 is your draw. 92 is your Russia. Of course, it is in Croatia. I do do anticipate them to win at home. It might be tight though, 2-1 win. In the end, Malta will take on Slovakia, and again, dead rubber here. A bit of pride on the line. They played each other 5 times in 2006. 4 against Slovakia, nothing for Malta, 1 draw. Malta competition just 1 win in 6, 25% form. Up against Slovakia, just 1 win in 6, 42% form. However, drawing a lot of games as well. They played each other in Slovakia back in March. It was a 2-2 draw, but last time they played each other in Malta, it was a 3-1 win for Slovakia back in 2017. Of course, Slovakia did draw with Slovenia last time around. Of course, Malta did lose to Croatia last time around. Look at the odds. 8-1 is your Malta, 5-2 on is your Slovakia, and 3-1 is your draw. 1-0 win for Slovakia, not big, but of course just enough to get the W. Next up, of course, we have Slovenia. They're going to be taking on Cyprus. Played each other 7 times in 2003. 3 wins for Slovenia, 2 wins for Cyprus, and 2 draws. Of course, biggest win for Slovenia, 4-1 win. The biggest other way was a 1-0 win. Slovenia coming to just 1 win in 4 for their 50% form. Meanwhile, Cyprus without a win in at least 6. In fact, they haven't won in the last 8 heading into this one. Of course, last round though, they did play each other in Cyprus. It was 1-0 win for Cyprus. That was back in March, but last time played each other in Slovenia, it was a 1-1 draw back in 2018. However, Cyprus are actually unbeaten last 3 against Slovenia. Of course, Slovenia did draw with Slovakia last time around. Cyprus did get battered by Russia on the road last time. Look at the odds on this one. Slovenia 10-3 on for the victory, 50-4 is your draw, 11-1 is your long shots. That's of course Cyprus on this one. 2-1 win for Slovenia. Again, a close game, but not much in it in the end. Armenia will take on Germany, of course. Oh, in Armenia, Germany are home and host, and of course they look good right now. Played each other 2 times in 2014, 2 wins for Germany, nothing for Armenia, and 0 draws. Armenia comes in without a win in at least 6. In fact, they haven't won in the last 8. Germany 100% form, winning 6 on the bounce. Looking very good at the moment. Of course, last time around they played each other in Germany. It was a 6-0 win. That's back in September 2021. They never played each other though in Armenia, so this will be a first. However, Armenia's last match, it was a home match. It was against North Macedonia, and they got battered 5-0. Germany though 9-0 winners over Liechtenstein. Look at the odds on this one. 20-1 is your Armenia. 10-1 on is your Germany, and 8-1 is your draw. Germany will win this one 4-0 as well. Another big win to add to the tally. Into the final 2 now is a dead rubber here really. Liechtenstein, well, kind of. Liechtenstein, of course, up against Romania. Played each other 3 times in 1998. 3 wins, of course, for Romania. Nothing but Liechtenstein, and 0 draws. Liechtenstein came to this 5 defeats of the past 6. Of course, picked up a draw in the recent encounters. Meanwhile, Romania just 1 defeat of the past 6. 67% form for the moment, of course. Last time around, they played each other in Romania. It was a 2-0 win for Romania. That was back in September 2020. However, last time they played each other in Liechtenstein was a 3-0 win against Liechtenstein. That was back in October 1999. Of course, Liechtenstein did lose. Of course, Germany, Romania picked up a draw against Iceland last time around. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? What do we got? We have Liechtenstein 22-1 for the victory, 10-1 on is your Romania, and 8-1 is your long shots. 4-0 win for Romania on this. To take to the house. And then finally we have, of course, North Macedonia up against Iceland, sorry. Of course, played each other 3 times in 2008, 1 win apiece and 1 draw. Of course, North Macedonia come to this 58% form, just 1 defeat in the past 6. Meanwhile, Iceland come to this just 1 win and 6, 42% form as well. For the moment, of course, last time around in Iceland was a 2-2 draw back in September 2021. Of course, that was a 2-2 draw. Meanwhile, the last time played each other in North Macedonia was a 2-0 win for North Macedonia back in 2009. Of course, coming at you, North Macedonia picked up a winner over Armenia. Of course, Iceland did draw with Romania. Odds on this one, 50-8 on in North Macedonia. We've got 14-5 is draw, 11-2 is your Iceland on this one. Going to go with a North Macedonia win, which I believe will make playoffs. That's right. North Macedonia will make the playoffs for the World Cup out in Qatar. That's my picks. Be sure to get your own picks as well using the code CUTLEY4/WC 22 euro. That's that. And of course, make sure you come back again for the remaining parts of Matchday number 10. We've got part 2, part 3, of course, coming over the next couple of days. And of course, the other nations around the world as well, as the World Cup qualification heats up a little bit. And we'll start to get some more nations going through to Qatar 2022. But that's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video some love. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. I'll see you soon for the next one, whenever that might be. Also, check the links down below on my Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and again, Patreon as well if you want to support the channel, and also the Discord. It's wide open. Get in there, and I'll see you soon.